Hello everyone, I'm Joanne and welcome to my craft room. This evening we are going to make these gorgeous cards with a new release from Spellbinders, and this is called the Glimmer for the Holiday Collection, and this is the full bloom poinsettia die. Let me show this to you. It's not a die, it's a hot foil plate right here. Now my packaging is different. I get samples, I receive samples from Spellbinders from time to time, and this weekend my mailbox has been full and I really do appreciate it. So they sent me this absolutely beautiful a hot foil plate with this gorgeous large poinsettia in the center, and it has berries and a pine cone, and I wanted to show you I did some reverse foiling here. On this one I put the pine cone at the top, and on this one I put the pine cone at the bottom. It really doesn't matter. I think it goes any way that you want. So this is a beautiful large plate. I know you guys are going to have fun with it. I'm going to color with some alcohol markers inside this plate. But you, of course, can do watercoloring, you can do, you could use pencils, you could use anything you want, markers, anything you'd like. But I think this came out pretty well. So you could use also any alcohol markers that you have on hand. Isn't that beautiful? I two-toned the poinsettia, and I thought that came out really well. I also, these little trees, I want to show these trees to you. Right there. Now, like I said, I've received a lot of product this weekend from Spellbinders. I am going to be very busy in this craft room, making many videos. But look at these little trees. It's not with this. Let me show you what that's with. That is Simon Hurley's new collection. I'm so excited for this. Winter Wonderland. And this has some dies with it. And so I used also the sentiments in here. I used the Merry Christmas and wishing you a season full of love and laughter. And then I took two of the trees right here. But when I stamped them, I saw that they were detailed, but I didn't realize they were going to come out so stinking cute, right? So I thought just the little green trees on the envelope, and then a nice little saying on the inside. This I cut with Fran's frames, the oval, just to give it something different, just like that. How cute, right? Well, okay, so first what we want to do is foil. Oh, now I am an affiliate for Spellbinders, scrapbook.com, Gina K Designs, and Amazon. There are links below this video for you to click on when you place an order. I do receive a small commission. It's at no cost to you. I appreciate it very much. It's what keeps me going here, and Spellbinders sending me products. So thank you so much for ordering. I really appreciate it. I'm so excited with this hot foil plate. It is large. It's a great background. I used that little saying, just Merry Christmas, from Simon Hurley, but do you know where I got this banner? Right here. Okay, I did it in dark purple, but it's from the Hex. Remember? I knew when I got these Hexi-Gems. This is the Hexi-Gem sentiments, and so it has this die cut in it. You hot foil these sentiments, and then they gave you the die cut to cut them out with flags on each end. But you don't have to, of course, use flags on each end. I cut one end off. I embossed that in white, Merry Christmas. It came out great. So remember, I mix and match. Mix and match. Use what you can. I am so excited about this. So, and let me go ahead. I should have already had this in and heating up. So we'll just cut some foil really quick here. Let me get my quick trim. You know, I only thought that I was only, oh, I have my solid hot foil plate on there, don't I? Because the last one I did was, I'm going to show you how to do that. And I will post a hot foil plate, a solid one for you. But yeah, I only thought that I was done with Christmas in July until I went to the mailbox and I was like, okay, no problem. And then I have some things back here that you guys are just going to go nuts about that they sent me. I am so excited actually to craft with them. To tell you the truth, it's almost like I feel like I can't craft fast enough, you know. Okay, so that's too big. Our plate is too big that way. So we want to go this way. Okay. And I have a raggedy edge down there. I must have been just cutting some foil. There we go. So this quick trim, as you see, I put my foil under there, and then this plate is raised up a little bit. So see, you can slide your foil or your paper, either one, back and forth there. And then it comes with these blades. One says foil, one says paper. And the only reason why it just says that is because your blade will dull quicker if you cut paper. So it just designates the blade for, you know, whichever. So I really haven't even used the paper one. It doesn't mean you can't use the paper one with foil, okay? I think that's what I'm trying to say. Okay, so there's that. All right, now I want to get my hammer mill cardstock in here. I'm going to wait for this to get hot, and I'll be right back. Okay, my light is on. Let's go ahead and put our plate, our hot foil plate. We're going to put our Glimmer piece of foil down pretty side to pretty side. I'm going to hit my timer button, and I'm going to put my paper on top. The pretty side of the plate goes to the pretty side of the foil because the foil is actually being pressed into the paper. If you can kind of remember that, that helps. Let me move this aside, and I'll get my die cutting machine in here. Okay, so I use the Spellbinders Platinum 6, and this is the Spellbinders Glimmer. If you are thinking about doing any kind of hot foiling, now would be the time to order your machine. This way then you can practice, you know, just like with anything, there's a learning curve. I'm still learning, you know, so, but it really, from the get-go, honest, I had good results from the get-go. It all depends on your paper, I'll say that. Spellbinders puts out a wonderful paper for hot foiling. I'm using Hammermill at this point for the hot foiling. So any kind of smooth cardstock does really well. I'm going to undock this. And now we're going to crank this through just one time and slowly. Now, every machine is different. I say this all the time because I have a lot of new people. I'm watching my YouTube channel, and I do have a lot of new people watching or subscribing. So I don't want you to think that I'm going to let this cool. Oh my goodness, it's gorgeous. I can already tell. So that's why I do repeat myself, because with new folks, they might get, you know, into this. Now, let me bring my silicone mat in. My the Glimmer machine comes with this mat, and it comes with this magnet. And it will, now these larger plates that are heavy, like that, I use the magnet to slide it, but then the button releases it. Okay, it picks up really smaller things a little bit better. It's just really not strong enough for the, like the solid plates. So now, what we have over there, I'm going to put my solid plate right here. So what we have over here, and we'll do our reveal, is a gorgeous piece. We're going to cut it back. Look at this. It foiled perfectly. It really did. That doesn't even matter. We're going to cut it back. So that is, look at that. Now, honest, you could cut this into 5.5 by 4 1/4 and just forget about it. You don't have to color this. It is absolutely stunning. You know, this in like a blush would look so beautiful. I've got some red and green coming also of foil, and I'm excited to work with that because I'm going to do some paper piecing with a set that I ordered. I just cannot even get over that I did that. Okay, so there's that. All right, let me move this aside. Every time I do it, I'm just like in awe of it. So I have put my solid plate on my machine, and we're heating up again. Okay, let me cut a piece of Hammermill, and I'm just going to cut this at 5.5. This is 5.5 by 8.5, just half of it. Okay. So we're going to do that. Oh, my light came on. That's wonderful. Let me press my timer button. This takes a second. Okay, we're going to come here. Now we're going to take pretty to pretty. So this is the pretty side of the foil. The pretty side of the plate on the solid one is the one that has the indentation. We're going to lay this down just like that. Whew, that's hot. I don't know why I'm touching it. It really doesn't matter because I want to get it all on there because we're going to cut it back. Now that's why that I use a larger piece of paper, because it is easier than to maneuver it around and shift it around. It's just seriously easier to cut it back when you're doing a large plate like that. I put the green thin shim down first. Always remember that goes down first. It does have a little heat protectant in it. And then you put the clear one on top. So we're going to let that keep blinking. Oh, we're ready. The more that you do it, this doesn't take the full minute because it's already hot. Now watch this. Now this is a solid hot foil plate. I want to get good transfer. So I am going to run this through one time. And then I'm going to come back on it because it's a solid plate. I'm not looking for any lines or anything like that. I want a real good solid transfer. Okay. Oh my. Okay, let that cool just a second. Look and watch. We do not waste any foil at all. And we have 2 card fronts, which is absolutely, they're stunning. They're absolutely amazing. Let me undock here and let's talk about cutting things back. Okay. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Now, so here's what we ended up with. That's amazing, right? Oh my gosh, they're beautiful. They're absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so I want to cut this back, and you know, if I wanted to use the entire card front, it would go to 5.5 by 4 1/4. I'm going to cut the bottom off, save this piece. You could always use that for sure. Now we're going to go to the sides here, and I'm not really looking at my measurement yet. Okay, I'll cut that back right there. I'm just kind of going around, cutting as close to my image. So this right here, let's do 5.5. Make sure we don't go shorter than 5.5 at this point. Okay, and now here we're going to go 4 1/4. Oh, that worked out perfect. Well, I got lucky. Most of the time, honest to goodness, I really got lucky. Most of the time I have to go around a couple of times to get it like that. But I seriously, that rarely ever happens. So let's go ahead and cut this one back. Now this one does have a little angle on it, you see, but we're going to straighten that up. No big deal. So like just cut it back. And I want to see it through here. I'm looking and I want it straight. I'm not worried about it touching up here flat yet. Okay, I'll save that piece. And now I'm going to come over here. And I'm just going to cut that off a smidge. Now I have a nice flat edge there. Cut that off a smidge. Oh, that's nice. Got a nice edge there. Let's see, where are we at 5.5 here? Oh, that's going to fit too. Well, I'll tell you what, guys, I got lucky. Let's see what 4 1/4 looks perfect. I really got lucky with this. Like I say, usually I have to go around a couple of times, but look how pretty that is. 5.5 by 4 1/4. Now, I believe on this one, after I colored it, I cut it back just a smidge so that I could see the purple background just a little bit. So, but that will do after I get things colored. So that's how you square something up. Like I say, it's easier to use a larger piece of paper. This is ready to go. And I'm using my Merry Christmas Remember I made these Merry Christmases on some other cards, and then I did the reverse foiling with what I had. So now I've cut these down nice and close. Let's go ahead and finish this one right here. And I want to use that on there. I'm going to just get, let's see. This is from Fran's Frames, a little wonky kind of rectangle. And I'm going to go ahead and die cut this. I'll bring my platinum back in. We'll switch to cutting plates. And I'm just going to put that right there and roll this through. Just like that. Put this back here. And I'll move this out of the way. Wonderful. And now for this, I'm just going to go ahead and center this right there. That wound up being a really nice embellishment. So when you hot foil and then go ahead and use the reverse, I just put it in the bag or the package that, you know, the plate comes in. And that's where I just store everything. And so today when I was putting these together, I was like, what can I use right there? I needed something on top of, to sit on top of all that gold. And I thought this came out really, really great. So on this card, yeah, I'm just going to pop it up with some foam. Let's do that. Let's just pop it up with some foam. I don't even have the inside or the outside of this card completed yet. I mean, even ready to put together with you guys. I'll get that ready in just a second, right? So let's go ahead and take those off and bring this back in. Now I'm going to put the I don't know, let's turn it around, should we? Yeah, since the other one is that way, well, I'll turn this one around, and then I'm just going to place this right here. I don't think it matters what's top and what's bottom on this. At least to me it doesn't, because pine cones can kind of hang out anywhere, right? So there's our Merry Christmas right there. And this will go on a red card base. Do I even have it cut? I don't even think I have it cut. Have mercy. Let's just do that. I just cut this 8.5 by 5.5 of red. Cut it in half. And then I score it. I'm not going to move all this stuff over, but I'm just going to score it at 4 1/4 over here to the side. And then I hold, or you can put it, you know, on something like, let me show you how to do this too with the Misty. Right here in this corner, put your, let me take that out, foam out. Put your cardstock right in there, and see, now you're pressing it against something flat. So, and then you can use your bone folder, and then this comes together perfectly. See, because you've had it together, you've pushed it here, and then you're good to go. So that's another little way to use that. I love my mini Misty. And I didn't think that I was gonna want a big one, but I do now too. You guys, right? It's like, okay. I've just seen some things that I want to do with it, and I'm like, okay, I want that. Oh, now this is a full card front. So we could cut this down to 5 1/4 by 4. Let's do that. I don't know. Should we just do it different? Let's make this one a full card front, because this one's not. That one has the border. Yeah, let's do that. They don't have to be exact, right? You could do it either way. I could have cut it down to 5 1/4 by 4. I really kind of like the whole thing, to tell you the truth. I love the border around it, I really do. We'll make them both like that then, because the other two have borders. So this will make sure that it's the full card front. Ooh, am I committed? Okay, there we go. Perfect, absolutely. And that's it for that card, because I mean there's just so much going on with that background. It's amazing. So I'll be back in just a second. I'm gonna color this. Let's just go over coloring a little bit, okay? Now I still have my Stampin' Blends, just because this is what I have, okay? So any alcohol marker, you could use pencils, you could use watercolor pencils, anything that you want. Okay, what's fantastic about foiling is the foil will resist the marker or the pencil or whatever that you're using. This way then the foil will shine through. Now what I did was any of the petals that were kind of in the back, that's what I want to color dark. And if you're using an alcohol marker, am I putting the wrong color on there? I am. Or no, I'm not. Yeah, I'm good. That's red. I thought for a second I had the cap on the purple. So I want to put the dark in the back. I don't find, I'm not going to go ahead and order a bunch of alcohol markers when these of different, from a different company, but when these are still working just fine. But when these do dry up, then I'll get others. Okay, so the ones in the back, we'll just do this little section right here. I'm going to do in a darker, whatever color that you have. And this might color your foil just a little bit, but that's okay. You can take sometimes I take like a little rag and burnish it out. But sometimes it just leaves behind just a little bit of the red on there, but the gold shows through. Look at how beautifully you see that gold right there. Okay, but then you can see it kind of gets a little reddish tint to it. It's absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, and let's see. Okay, so from the dark, so I just wanted to show you that. I go to a lighter, like a pinky color, like this is like a salmon-y color. And the ones that are on top, I do in the lighter color. And that's how I get that wonderful dimension. So even if you're using, let's just say that you're using pencils, you just do a darker pencil on the bottom and a lighter one on the top. And it's gonna look gorgeous. And then I just outline, and then I go nuts on the inside because patience I do not have. And there's that. Right? Let me just be honest. So then I'll just burnish that off. And then, oh my goodness, look at that. Ha! Stunning. Okay, so I'm going to color this with a bunch of colors and just have fun with that. And I'll cut some of the insides. We'll do some stamping, and I'll be right back. Okay, I've gotten all the coloring done. Isn't that so absolutely stunning? You just about don't want to put a sentiment on it, and that's why I chose that teeny tiny one. We have to do some embossing yet, right? Okay, so we decided that these two cards are going to be the full card front, 5.5 by 4 1/4. And so let's just go ahead and glue this down. I have a card base there of a deep purple at 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And we're just going to put that there. Tap, tap, tap. And then if there is anything to trim, you can always trim after you're glued. But no, we're good. Maybe just a little there, but I don't even know if I would mess with that. That looks nice. Okay. All right, now let's go ahead. I cut these two pieces from the Nina White cardstock that I use. And we're going to go ahead and do our sentiments. So for our solid card right here, we're going to do Wishing You a Season Full of Love and Laughter. Actually, we're going to do them both like that. Let me move this aside. I'll put this over here. Okay. And I'll put my little die cut in here. I wanted to use my Gina K wreath builder, and I can't in my little Misty, my teeny tiny Misty here, my mini. So I said, well, now I need to buy the big one. Okay, I like that right there. And I'm just going to close the door and open it up. I love that. And I'm just going to use some of Gina K's Dark Carnation. Any kind of red will do. I just happen to have this right above me, right here. Let's see, should I do it again? There we go, nice. So there's one. And then I did the same thing on the other one. Let me just make sure. Yes. And I used the Dark Carnation again. I don't know if I had that. I don't think I have my paper in the same place, right? Just something different on the inside to put a little oval, right? Instead of a square or a rectangle. And that's perfect. Put that over here. Tells me that I have to clean them. Okay, now my banner. So I talked about the Hexi-Gems with the banner cutout, and that's exactly what I've done here. I'm going to place this here on this grid just to keep this straight. I'm going to place my magnet. I'm going to get my sentiment that says Merry Christmas. I'm going to put it down here toward the right side of the banner, trying to center it right there. Love it. Okay, pick it up. We're going to use a little VersaMark. VersaMark is a clear sticky ink, and we're going to do a little white embossing. So I'm going to close the door, press. I'm just going to do it again just to make sure. There we go. We don't want to press too hard, because if you do that, sometimes you could squish out, you know, the photopolymer. And VersaMark also stays wet a little bit longer. So, oh, I forgot to use an embossing buddy. Sorry. That's the little static free pad. But hopefully our banner is small enough, right? We should be okay. If not, I do have another one cut, but I think we'll be okay. Let me get my little paintbrush. I know it's around here somewhere. Here we go. Think we're good. Nice. Okay, there's our Merry Christmas. I'm just going to take my heat tool, let it get warm. Takes, I mean, like 2 seconds to get hot. Then we're going to hold it right here while that melts. You'll see it melt. It'll look like paint when we're done. Embossing is always fun. There's also a learning curve with something like this. For a long time, I was almost like I was scared to emboss because I wasn't doing it well. And I just kept doing it and doing it and doing it. And because I loved it. I loved the look of it. And so, and then it came out okay. So that worked out. You know, now it's like second nature to me. And I don't even really know what I was doing wrong. I think I had like too much of the heebie-jeebies, you know, to do it. So, Okay, so let's go ahead and place our banner. I definitely want to put that here. Even when I cut with a scissor, even this small, guys, you know me, if you follow me, I have trouble getting things straight. So I even like to put this in here. And I'm going to just slice it off right there and get a nice cut. So like right around me, I have my cutter, my die cut machines, I have a Vagabond to the right, and I have my Platinum 6 to the left, and then I have this mat right here. So, you know, well, like when I'm designing, I'm all over the place here. So I'm going to just put this here. Now we could pop this up with dimension, or we could just glue it down flat. I'm going to glue it down flat. We have a nice flat card to mail. Let me get some out here on the tips. And I'm just going to place this right about here. And before I secure it, I'll tell you, at first I was not using my T-rulers like I should. It gets your sentiment really, really straight, and that is wonderful. But now it's like I see sentiment, I'm like, oh, T-ruler. And I've been doing really well with them. These are my Sweet Petunia ones. I got them when I got my Mini Misty. I really like them. And I figured out, see these marks here, these darker marks? I was like, why are they like that? They're 1/4 inch. They're to help you with 1/4 inch. It's like, oh, okay. So anyway, you get 2 of them. I think one is metric and one, you know, yeah. And one is just for us. Inches. Yeah. So I really like them, but I really don't. I have to admit, I don't use the measurement on them. I love the shape of them, and they're like beveled here. So when I put it down, it kind of stops. And I don't know. I've never used any others, but I know I'm straight here. I'm straight here. I'm straight there. I'm good. So if you have a T-ruler, use them. Okay, let's go ahead and glue these in. But I know it's really helped me. I'm always looking for tools to help get things straight. And we'll just put that right there. Look how pretty. And now let's look, we've done 2 cards tonight. Isn't that wonderful? Oh, I see a little bit of white up there. I might want to trim that. See if it really matters. We'll check it out, right? Because I like to have all of my cards completed. Oh yeah, I can see that. Okay. I like to have all of my cards completed when I'm off camera with you guys, because if I don't, I will definitely have an absolute mess here in this craft room. Okay, perfect. Look at us go. 2. All right, now what do we need? Envelopes, envelopes, envelopes. Didn't I bring any out? No, let me get 2. Ooh. I am almost out of envelopes. Yes. Let's go ahead and stamp these guys. I'll get a little, my Misty right here, and we're going to stamp our little tree. Cute as can be. I think I'll use dark spruce, because now we have red, gold, green. It's all good. Oh, I just put it on this block, didn't I? And stuck that in the Misty. Hello. Let me get a pad. Just, you know, you do what you're used to, right? That's funny. And I love these trees. Oh, they're so detailed. They're so sweet. Cute little trees that are very, very, very detailed. Fun. And again, this isn't even from, you know, with the set, this is Simon Hurley. Again, mixing and matching my wonderful stamps, and those are pretty. Where's the other one? my stamps, my hot foil plates, other things that I've created, like that Merry Christmas from a couple of videos back, I think. Cute. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you are starting on your Christmas cards. Wonderful. And honestly, I think we better start because November will come all of a sudden. Like these holidays, they come like so fast, and then we are not ready. Here we go. These are the two that we made today, or I should say this evening. Let's see, those two right there. Oh my goodness, they're gorgeous. This is the one, wow, just the hot foil plate. Then this is the reversed image. Really, really nice. The insides are the same on both. And then, now this one, these are 5.5 by 4.25. And then when I was designing these, this is what I came up with. I cut this back a little bit, and I have that purple border around there a little bit. Same thing on the inside. And this one too, I cut it back and I have the red border around it. So all kinds of different scenarios with these beautiful cards. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you like any of the products that I've used in this video, click on the links below and place your order. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.